Um... Where's the... I thought it was on my... How is this not saved on my favorites? That's weird. What? Oh, really? RPG. Shooter. Really? I'm sure Star will have everything. Where the hell is Starwish? Why is it not on my list? The hell is this crap? I'm confused. Yeah, I walked back and did a refight. I was, what, like 3.5 minutes off of PB, and I finished 11.5 minutes off of PB? It was not pretty. RPG, shooter, Starwish. Why is it not coming up on my list? This is dumb. So, I'm just gonna go for Starwish then. I'm just gonna, okay, it's Starwish. That's weird. What did I put it up on speedrun? Uh-oh. Oh, yay. A 441? No, that's butts. Are you kidding me? My PB's 9 minutes faster. Costing myself 8 minutes like that was not smart. It's listed as RPG Shooter Starwish. I don't understand what in the balls is happening right here. That's weird. Alright, well, I'm going with Starwish. Starwish is what I'm calling it. I don't know what the hell's being wonky with the game right now, but let's just go ahead and do this then, right? Oh, by the way, the mouse cursor will be on the screen because it's what I use to control the game. Well, yeah, okay, for the fight, yeah. To be fair, after Fire Springs, I was 9 minutes and 20 seconds over. I fought that down after, like, the Meteorite down to 3.5. It's just that when PRV costs you 2 minutes because you get pincered twice, the rest of the night can't possibly go very well for you. Ow. Before I start this, I'm going to refill drinks, because this is going to be like an hour and a half. Yeah, pincered twice. I had to go out of my way to recollect butterflies a couple of times to heal and have more psychic points to kill the shit that's coming at me. I did say I'm comfortable with my end game. I didn't realize it was 6 minutes worth. Oh, this is getting my coffee. That's delicious. Well, then I guess I'm gonna have some apple juice. Why not? It's apple juice. Why would you? Okay, so, for those of you who have never played this game, what this is, the title is RPG Shooter, which should tell you what you need to know about the gameplay. It's a shooter, think Gradius, R-Type, etc., but with RPG elements, and then 8 different main weapons, 4 different sub-weapons, and all your stats that you're constantly leveling up, or what's going to be modifying, all that stuff. But the bulk of the game, at least through a casual playthrough, is it's a visual novel. And it's pretty well done. And through the normal playthrough, you have to, meet certain standards for talking to a bunch of the members of the crew, so eventually you can unlock their endings. Because at the end of the game, you actually come across like a giant wish star. Haha, there's the title. Star Wish, yeah. And you help out that person. You say, can you do this for them? So there's 7 of them. There's also the whatever neutral ending, and if you play on hard mode and unlock everybody's endings, you get a special 9th ending, which is just kind of lame, but it's whatever. So if you haven't played the game, you should probably play it casually, because like I say, the music's great, the game itself is great, it's well written, it's a damn novel, really. Excuse me. And there's lots of stats and weird wonkiness and whatever, so I guess I'm just gonna do normal, we're just gonna do an any %. I'm probably gonna pick my favorite ending. Maybe not my favorite, because it's depressing as shit, right? But, what I think is the best ending. And yes, there are women who you can woo if you want. You're helping them out, and then, you know, eventually, oh, well, I secretly love this person. Like, yeah, okay. Alright. Not my favorite ending. My favorite ending is where you help out the bartender. Is it where you get no waifus? You get no waifus, but you feel... Actually, you feel a lot worse. Oh, and one of the endings, I think the generic neutral ending, is the everybody is in a bikini at the ending. I'm like... You know what? It's a beach party. I'll allow it. That's fine. Alright. Let's just go ahead and do this. What do you say? Skip. Skip. No, skip. Thank you. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. I think I remember it. It's 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. I think that's right. Right, so... Step 1, we do need to select mouse. So, yeah, I use the mouse. And you can swap between weapons. You get up to 8 of them. You can swap between your, special abilities. I mean, it gives you the tutorial here for the first stage. And yes, there's also the overdrives. Which is the big, giant, I'm now invincible and everything on the screen is getting destroyed. But we don't worry about that. We roll up on this first boss and die. Because of course you do. Let me see. So max out luck first because we want as much luck as we can. Because of course you do. Back up. Don't need to worry about any of this. And then we're just actually going to skip that. I don't need any weaponry out of you right this second. The cafe is where you talk to all the various people and start working towards their shit. So I'm actually going to be working towards Johnny. And it doesn't really matter. I'm going to pick a character. That's what's going to happen. So we march right into the next stage. And since, I mean, it's scripted. But since I kind of got thoroughly destroyed by that first level boss, yeah, I now have, like, no weapons or anything cool working for me. Here's the big super weapon, by the way. You get to use that. Oh, he's in town! Holy shit, that's awesome. Alright, units, you go have fun and all that stuff. Or don't. I'm not your parents. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you what to do. So one of the first things that you start doing in this run is you really need to start boosting your speed. Because like in the game Gradius, you can move really fast and you start, like, skipping frames how fast you start going. So you can start avoiding things that should be hitting you. Now, you'll note I have the life bar on the bottom left, and then next to that's the blue bar, that's your shields. The shields slowly repair. Your life bar does not unless you start, like, putting feats into it, and it's a speed run. You put feats into your damage. That's what you do. Now, the red bar above that is, we'll see, The red bar above that is your overdrive, which, A, it makes you invincible, 2, it hits everything on the screen and does a decent amount of damage. And also, conveniently, while invincible, using that thing, you can plow your ship into other things and cause them to die, and since you're invulnerable, you're fine. Now, one of the more interesting aspects about this, since I'm not going to be putting any points into, you know, health initially, because damage, duh, why wouldn't you? The only way that you can really start to build up your overdrive bar, your invincibility, and also damage bar, it's pretty useful, and lets you survive bosses. The only way that you're going to be able to survive a lot of these guys is by having that bar, and since I'm not going to be putting points into life, which causes it to charge faster, there's the other way of charging the bar. You can grab those, and that'll charge the bar for you, but that's not exactly very common, even though the game's kind of making a point to do it to me anyways. Hey, mouse, what are you doing? Oh, by the way, this boss is free if your positioning is just right, because then he's not going to be able to hit you. Anyways, by the way, don't you just love dead spots? when you're taking damage, it'll also charge up your overdrive bar for you. So I will frequently find myself wandering into enemies like a lot, just to constantly be banging out my my life, my oh shit, that's health mod. I don't want health mod. Screw that. I want engines. Yes. And I don't think I have enough money to be able to get anything out of you right now, and I don't really care anyways. Not until I get the lasers. So we go on to... Is it skies? I missed that split. We're just going to assume I hit the split. Very, very late, but we're going to assume that I hit the split. So yeah, as long as I have, like, shields, I can constantly ram my ship into the environment around me, and that allows me to, constantly be generating like that. You can see it does damage to the shields, but they slowly recharge. That's a fun thing. And if I didn't have any points in overdrive right now, that would actually be boosting the overdrive bar way faster than it would take to just naturally build up on its own. So I go out of my way to be constantly running into things if I need the overdrive, because it's free kill everything on the screen. A shield repair is wonderful, because then I can go ahead and do a whole bunch of that before I grab it, and then I'm right back at full again, so I'm never really in any trouble. Stats in this are pretty much about what you would expect. Life is life, but it is also, as I've said a few times by now, the recharge rate on your overdrive. And then it eventually starts affecting like a couple of other things, like you can start to regenerate health itself, but at a very, very, very slow rate, or like it'll also add itself to the recharge rate of your shields with the right feat. It's all kind of kooky like that, but that's how it works. Let's see, what is there? Intellect, which is, that's money, I want that. Intellect is, you know, chance of like, your crits, no, I'm sorry. It's crit damage, and then I think also crit chance, or that might be luck. I might be mixing them up now. And my quality is medium right now. Let's go ahead and set that to high. Let's make it look that much prettier. Why not? Maybe I should just let the music play for a bit, because why wouldn't I? Music was done by the dude that did the, Snailiad. I never know how to pronounce that. The guy that, he had just had that run at, AGDQ. I think it was AGDQ. So he did the music for this too. It's all good stuff. I enjoy it. Here's warning. Here comes a mining ship. As is what you do. So this boss, he has lasers, and if you have enough speed, you can start to gradius skip in between the lasers. You don't really want to, but yeah. You don't want to be in a point where you have to worry about gradius skipping through anything. Not a situation you should find yourself in. When does the ship get OP'd? Eventually. But not quite yet. It'd be nice if I could let the music play for a bit, but unfortunately I haven't really been going through that. So yeah, I want to... Okay, Intellect is going to be your crit damage, your shields, and your regen. So Intellect is big. Luck is big for now because it's giving my crit % bonus, which there are some weapons that don't have that available to them, like the spread and so on. That's not bad. What is that? 85 and 5. My base is also 85. Oh, no, look at the wrong things. 55. So that's not horrible, but it costs a lot. So I'm not going to worry about upgrading my weapons just yet. We're going to talk to these last couple of folks I hadn't talked to yet. Okay. Hooray that. We're going to buy a couple more mods. That gets me to 10. 10's fine for now. You shouldn't ever really need to worry about putting anything into health. Not until, like, the very end. And I did get this new weapon that's not particularly powerful. It's spread, so, I mean, it's there for, oh boy, I can hit other enemies, you know, the wide swaths of things coming at you. But outside of that, hey, look at that, we got ourselves a fancy laser. Let's go ahead and drop this. I didn't know why I didn't want to frickin' fire that off. That's experience. That's just more towards the leveling up and so on, so I can get more cool shit. I don't know if you would ever say that the ship ever gets really OP. I would say you get a couple of OP weapons, if that counts. And the terrain here is not great for trying to boost your overdrive meter. Like, you can see it's pretty much not moving. Let's see if I can actually run into this. There we go. It's not a huge amount, but you can see the meter actually start to speed up on how it fills up, which is very, very useful for being able to get that bar back to full so that you can have the I'm going to avoid whatever shenanigans this boss is going to try to do to me ability. And I mean, the shields repair pretty quickly. They go up even faster the more you boost your intellect, the more you get, like, the shield repair units, mods, I should say. And also having a high amount of luck, it gives you the better crit rate and also allows a lot of these items to drop. So you're keeping up what you would normally be losing out on damage due to crits or whatever, like experience. The higher luck rate actually causes a lot of these things to get coughed up, which is really useful. If it's a boss that has a lot of little things flying at you, there's a much better chance of those things appearing so that you could, like, you get a freebie shield and you're going to take a couple extra hits, or you could very, very quickly fill up your overdrive bar again, and then you're invincible for a brief period of time. And oh yeah, if you took the points where that also heals a small amount of your life back, congratulations, you're not just functionally immortal, you are immortal. Have fun with this. So now this boss right here is funny. It was coded so that, it was coded to be working off of the keyboard. So you constantly have to be holding away from it, it's trying to draw you in. Was not coded for the mouse. Sorry. I apologize to Denod, I actually never really know. So we're going to keep luck up for now. We're going to boost intellect. Anything past that is going to go into offense. Nothing new to be had there. You have damage reduction, which is not bad, but I'm not going to sweat it. And so we move right on to the Fortress City. I'm not going in the specific order you're supposed to, because there's, technically speaking, there's only 30 missions, right? It probably would be, and I don't really blame him for not going out of his way to fix it. So, I mean, it's understandable, right? It was coded correctly for one thing, and then mouse was also there because why not be able to use the mouse? And then you realize, oh, but it doesn't work for this. It's fine. People will just play the game like normal. That's fair. That's fine. I'm not gonna sweat it. Imagine he don't either. Now, to be fair, there isn't a specific order that you have to go through in these stages. Beating certain stages unlocks certain next stages, but that only really matters because after clearing a few different zones, after a set number, I think it's 2 or 3, that's when you unlock the next weapon or next mod that you can equip on your ship. And I mean, it's a bit of a bullet hell. It's not exactly super trying to be able to get through it because the RPG aspects, you can just out-grind a lot of the stuff that's coming at you, which I find refreshing. It's like, oh, this is a little bit too hard. Well, try different weaponry or different layout for your mods, or just grind a stage a couple of times until you have the ability to just start destroying everything you come across. I'm like, I like that. That's refreshing. I can get behind that. And I need to finish out my my engine mods. I keep forgetting to. The reason I haven't been doing that is because the person that I want to go ahead and get the ending for is the guy named Johnny. He's the bartender. There's plenty of spoilers about his character in general. In fact, a lot of spoilers about, like, all of the characters. You're a member of the pirates here. You're kind of flying around your ship, and you're smugglers and all that jazz. It is, and I don't understand why the hell it was programmed that way. But yeah, they did not program, and only on the Genesis. Only on the Genesis. It doesn't work on the Nintendo, on the Master System, I think the TurboGrafx 16. You totally want the Special Weapons Crit. That's always the one you want to get. Yeah, it's ridiculous like that, and I love every second of it. It's amazing. Finally, I have the laser. You want the laser. I want a high-powered laser. I actually need to check in and see if Johnny's there to talk to, and he's not. Oh, I have enough money. That's weird. I'm just going to talk to whoever. There's nothing really left to worry about in the hangar right now. I'm not going to sweat the bombs either. So I've got a powered up laser. That's fine. No, I wanted to go into the hangar. Thank you. I've got 2 mods left. I don't know. Reduction. Sure. It gets me 5% of my damage is reduced. Because why not? Forest. So I go out of my way to have a high enough luck at this point. Because as you can see, the laser has no native crit rate. But because my luck is so high, it now has a... normally has a base crit rate of 0. Now it has a crit rate of 18. So it's already a pretty powerful weapon, but now it can crit like a mofo. Kind of insane. Also, the laser is actually a series of bars that are essentially just repeated over one another, so you can do this to make them cut through objects. Laser for the early to mid-game is pretty broken. The more that I play this, though, the more that I realize that the saw mines are the best weapon in the game, pretty much bar none. Having, you know, a decent amount of crit rate on a weapon that's not supposed to crit, it's supposed to just already be a pretty good weapon, and now, oh look, I'm making it become stupid good. That's something you want. And I try to plan it so I have this specific weapon for when I'm going up against this specific boss, because he has a lot of stupid shenanigans going for him, and then the third version of this boss actually removes some more of those shenanigans, and it's very annoying. So really, in terms of Ease 3, it's like what I said to Bowie at Limit Breaks. He's like, so you're going to be playing some Ease, brother? I'm like, yeah, but it's the cheater version. How's that? I glitched the game and now I have max stats. Are you 4 minutes in? Yes. I'm going back to Secret of Mana. Good man. I mean, the conversation was essentially that. It was the, alright, I like that. Oh, you're playing the version where you just break it immediately? Nah, bye. I'm like, but you're playing a game that you break immediately. Yeah, okay, I see now. Yes, aha. And then about 20 minutes after that, it was like, alright, we're going to the pub. Who's going to the pub? Yagamoth, you're coming with me to the pub. I was like, fuck yes, he's going to get Yagamoth drinking. Ha ha! And I should have gone. I didn't, because I was paranoid I was going to miss out on breakdown of the streaming room. And I completely lost track of time and missed out on breaking down the practice room, which I was signed up to do. So I was like, I have to be here for this. I'm not about to be that guy. So here's the rocket snail. He has eyeballs that shoot lasers at you, and he's kind of annoying like that. But having a fairly powerful singular weapon like this that can crit, you can take out an eyeball fairly quickly like that, but then he charges at you, which is why I also have the overdrive lined up and ready to go. Now, normally from here, like the super powered up version of this boss that you fight the third time through, you can't take out his eyes, so you really should just kill him like that, which is what I did. Yay. Thanks, Mango. All that jazz. Cafe. Still no Johnny? I have enough money. That's weird. Still very weird. Don't know what to make of it. Shields! I want that. Because, like, shields essentially it's its own health bar, right? So that's a pretty big jump. Let's do 3 more. There we go. Damn near doubled it. Is it swamp? It's swamp. It's always swamp. All I'm saying is I would have gone with, that would have been amazing. It would have been awesome. Kicking it with the right proper Brit, who's actually very, very charismatic, because if you've never actually seen Bowie's streams, it's interesting because, you know, he's more focused on doing the speedrun. He's still very charismatic, and he likes to interact with the people that are watching and all that. He's, you know, just a fantastic person just hang. But in person, he's a completely different beast. It's fantastic, absolutely. And, like, really, if you ever get the chance to hang out with him, or really, if you get the chance to hang out with any of those guys, do it. They're awesome. Everybody there is awesome. Okay, maybe not everybody there is awesome, but there are enough awesome people there, and you all love video games, and hopefully the same video games, that it's just a big, giant nerdgasm of, oh my god, we all do this. One of those. Yes, nerdgasm, I said it. I am running into all of the bullets. I should probably let my shields recharge. I need to recharge my, my overdrive bar, but it would help if I didn't die while doing it. I mean, you use your shields to power your overdrive bar. You don't use your shields to die. What happens? We die. If any of you understood that reference, I greatly appreciate that, and I respect that. And it also makes me slightly sad. Not hugely sad, just slightly sad. Alright, so more running into objects like that, and it charges up my bar fairly quickly. I've got enough time to be able to get it powered up before I get to the boss. That's the next bit. I don't know why I said boss, like I'm D-Rock over here. Oh, he's not even here anymore. I was gonna say, hey, D-Rock, what you gotta say? Oh, yeah, that's wicked. Wicked something. We got some wicked chowder. Say chowder. Chowder. No! Yes, I don't know where I'm going with this. We're just, I don't know. Oh, right, it's the Wisp. Chowder. So this boss is stupid because he's tiny. The good news is he doesn't have a huge amount of life, but he's the primary reason why you really... Him and the underwater stage are the primary reason why you want to have enough speed at this point, because trying to dodge all the shit that he's going to be doing to you is not fun. You don't want anything to do with it. So luck... Actually, I can probably hold off on luck for a bit and start pumping back into offense. So she's got that, which is a hell of a lot better than what I've got so far. I'm going to buy a... Well, no, I'm going to see if Johnny's available to talk. He is! Great! So, nothing new in the hangar, I'm sure. I'm going to buy the powered-up V-bombs, which can also now crit and fire forward like regular bombs, but they're cooler. And I think we're good here, so we go on to Ocean. Yes, alright, let's do this. Ocean stages, you're under the water, so it cuts into your speed a lot, and that's stupid. Oh, that's right. The difference between bombs and V-bombs. I was thinking it was the forward-firing ones, but it's not. Okay, so bombs are the ones that impact upon the surface, right? Which is annoying and stupid, but that's just kind of how it goes. Like, you can see it's kind of passing through the environment. You can see it actually wind up on the other side. V-bombs will fire in two directions. It's not as powerful as the regular bombs, but at least you also have an upward firing one, which has its uses. But it does impact on the surface, whereas regular bombs will fly through things. So if there's, like, a wall beneath you... Not a wall, whatever, a mid-barrier on the screen, and there are a couple stages like that, and there's enemies you're trying to pot shot beneath you, a bomb will actually still get them. Here, look. There it passes through. Whereas this one stops. It's an interesting bit of programming, and I would imagine it is intentional, because it goes for the next, the second set of, special, bonus, or secondary weapons, I guess. Bombs are pretty much what they all are. It applies to those too. The first one doesn't, the second one does. It's kind of weird and wonky like that. I like it. I mean, it's an interesting little bit of strategy. I mean, this one hits harder, but it only hits low, but it can also pass through things. So if you're trying to desperately hit something above you, there's the extra strategy because it's not just going to blindly fly through things. And that's a rarity, but in those instances where it happens, then you have to start rethinking what your main weapon is going to be, and if you want to try and drop back to, like, your spread gun, or if you want to... It's an RPG! Yes, I know it's a shooter and a visual novel, but it's an RPG! It makes you think about these things. So having the overdrive, the look I'm invincible maneuver is really important for this boss. It's really important because as you can see, he's slowly moving at me. And there's not much that you can do about it aside from moving around to the other side of him. So you just kind of have to drag him down to one point and then quickly fly back in front of him. And he does still have the bullets coming at you. It's just a thing that's going to wind up happening, but that's fine. Laser with crit is overpowered. Let it be known. Anything new? You have anything new. What do you got? And is there a Johnny conversation or no? No, that's fine. I'm just talking to whoever. I don't really know who it is I'm going to wind up unlocking dialogues from. What is it? Oh, regen. Okay, so regen right now is actually really low. That's how fast your shields regen. That's not bad, but I'm not hugely worried about it because I don't need to be hugely worried about it. And I'm not going to be using anything in here outside of lasers or the V-bombs. Well, frankly, regular bombs. My regular bomb is actually still level 1. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about that V-bomb upgrade either. I'm going to go right to the Tundra. Let's do this. Woo! I should have waited until this stage to say, look, the bomb flies through things, and look, the V-bomb doesn't. So because you actually have the ability to drop bombs through and hit things that are beneath you, obviously the upper level is going to be the way to go in here. And if it's not obvious, what the hell's wrong with you? Come on, man. Eventually, is there a way to not... No, I was hoping there was a way to hide the mouse cursor while playing this, because I imagine that's annoying to constantly be seeing the mouse on the stream, but I don't know how to get rid of it outside of swapping to keyboard, and I would prefer not to. It's a shooter, and they give you the option of using a mouse. I'm using the mouse. So, there are 8 weapons that you can get in this game. You've seen the machine gun, you've seen the spread gun, which I actually use for a boss that's coming up very shortly. The laser is OP. It's very solid, consistent damage, but it has no native crit rate. But because I put a ton of points into my my luck stat, that means, A, I'm getting a lot more drops than you're supposed to, which just kind of fill out the money and the experience that I might be losing from, like, intelligence bonuses. And also, it gives a bonus crit rate on top of whatever the natural crit rate a weapon is going to have. So, that means the weapon that's not supposed to crit, but fires really fast and does consistent damage, yeah, it's critting a lot. And that's fun, and you want that, because, duh, look at it. I mean, you're not seeing a huge amount of the crits. I mean, it's, you know, it's fairly consistent, pretty fast damage, but occasionally you see literally twice that, which is like 4 times what the machine gun that would be doing. Hey, alright, that's awesome. I love every second of it. Why not? Is that P? Is that the pause? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Alright, sorry. Escape from combat? No, please. Wanted to make sure that worked. Don't know why I just did. So here's the Crystal Dragon. You'll fire bullets at you and then drop stalactites at you. Eventually you fight each boss you fight 3 times. But there's 10 of them, and it's neat, and they start to change. The third version is the one that has, like, the new ability that's really annoying. This one is just stalactites and bullets. The third round of this boss, he'll also occasionally just fly at you, and that's kind of annoying, because he's just gonna try and crush you with his body. You know, as you do. Nothing new in the hangar. Is there a Johnny conversation? There's not a Johnny conversation. I have enough money, so I don't know what's up with that. New weapons. What you got? Oh, the Crush. I respect that. My laser's 9. That's not bad. The 14's not bad. I'm going to take the spread because it's going to be that much more useful specifically for this next boss that's coming up. And I'm also going to need some more mods. I don't need the mods, but I'm going to dump them into regen so that I can get that much more of my shields per second. So in 5 seconds, I've got 2/3 of my shields recharged, which allows me to really, really quickly build up my overcharge bar. Now, the weapon that I just got is actually really good damage, as you can see. This is a level 1 weapon. I did not power it up. That's pretty good. Now, it's not going to win out versus the raw DPS of a laser that has crit added to it, but that's not bad. Now, this is, and I used to try and work against this boss with the weapon that would charge up and do a huge amount of stupid damage, but it's got the 3 rotating weak spots, and you have to try and find the one that is, and then shoot it. And I had been using a weapon that charges up and fires a really big beam that does a huge amount of damage. But frankly, it's just more useful to kind of sit back in the back and do this at him all day. So that's what I do now. Also, interestingly, and I think I actually kind of hurt myself here, the overdrive bar, in case you're curious, the damage it does is based off of your most powerful weapon, right? So, my most powerful weapon had been the laser at 9, or at 14. That's now at 17, which means what? The average damage of the DPS, I guess. You calculated out the DPS of my overdrive. Actually, I'm pretty sure went down because it's now based off of a weapon that's expecting 4 bullets will be landing versus the singular whoop-ass blast that I had right here. That's the other reason why I figured out that saw mines are truly broken. Not truly broken. I mean, they have a higher DPS when you factor in the the crit rate. But the big thing about them is that they are, long-range, piercing, crazy shenanigans involved with that particular weapon. They have a very low end, and I think the highest high end. So the average is alright. But the overdrive doesn't care about the low end. So the average is still ridiculously good. So your overdrive is still ridiculously good. About the only way you'd be able to do any better is if you actually went out of your way to get the powered up, the green thing is the weak spot. And this is where I start trying to Gradius skip through lasers. See, I'm not taking any damage because I'm skipping through the lasers, which you're not really supposed to be able to do, but I'm doing it. And I mean, you could be trying to target these each one of these shots, but you're not going to be doing a huge amount of damage. That's fine. New skill. Don't want it. Don't want it. Rapid reload. Hell yeah. So my secondary weapons now fire a lot faster, and that's what you want. So, spread. There's a slightly better... There's a 20 laser. Let's see if there's a Johnny dialogue, because this is... Yeah, Johnny will only talk to you. He's the ending I'm going for. He will only talk to you if you have a certain amount of money saved up. Okay, so we don't need the regen mod right now. It's actually not nearly as good as you want. Accuracy is really good because if you're not accurate, occasionally your weapons are going to be doing half damage. What's called a glancing shot. There's not really much that you can do to try and fix that other than, what are you going to do and kind of go with it. So you don't really want that to happen. Just kind of happens. I'm going to go for that. I actually will replace the regen mod. And I'm going to walk right back in on the first major boss. The Earth Wall. So plot-wise, this is an enemy that you're, like, not supposed to be able to... It's a capital ship, and you're in this little tiny thing here. So, Gradius skipping around to try and avoid the lasers is good. Oh, and I'm supposed to be using this when I'm underneath him as well. So it allows me to continually do some damage to him. If I start getting super low on shields, then I can go ahead and drop into my overdrive so I can recoup them. But we're not doing terribly for now, surprisingly. That did not help. I'm going to go ahead and drop it anyways. So the damage was not stellar, but it's enough for me to get through this fight relatively unscathed. So there's that, right? Status, we go back to... I'm done, I think, with luck at this point. I'm going to go intelligence and offense, right? Okay, saw mines. Saw mines are on the table, but she doesn't have any to sell. That sucks. Ugh. That is very annoying. So, not much I can do about it outside of I'm going to walk into this next stage. Now, these... I mean, they're going to hit, like, twice. They're going to hit on the front and on the way back. And since a lot of these guys are going to be traveling forward, it's very useful. But until I start getting power-ups, like some rank-ups for it, the, level 22 laser is going to be better than the level 1. It doesn't matter what the weapon is, it's going to be more efficient than that. And that's fair, that's understandable. The more points that I dump into my offensive rating, it increases the overall damage of that weapon by a percentage. So right now it's not going to be huge, but by the end of the game, when you're adding another 50% onto that weapon, and you're getting like level 60 plus weaponry that is crapping out stupid huge amounts of damage, and that's getting multiplied by the 50%, that's when things start going off of the rails. And that's when the saw mines, with the ridiculous crit rate, and then also the crit rate that I dumped into it by having so much in the way of luck, and it's going to have a huge amount of crit damage because of my intellect, everything starts to ramp up stupid fast. Now, the saw mines aren't the best weapon in the world for all the bosses, but because they're piercing, like, you'll see these lasers are stopping on the wall right there. There's not much you can do about that, and that's fine. It just stops. Saw mines do not care. They pass right through. Now, you'll note the range does seem a little bit short. This is not a huge distance for it to travel, and it's actually a liability trying to use this weapon against the final boss until you get a feat that lets you shoot your weapons extra far, which doesn't do anything for the lasers. You're like, this is dumb, I don't really care. In fact, it actually starts to create those gaps you can see in the laser a lot more often. You're like, but why are you doing this to yourself? Well, you'll see. Because the saw mines from here would be reaching the end of the stage. So that entire distance forward, maybe hitting some of the bulkier bosses twice, and then on the way back through again. Plus the big damage, plus the native crit damage, plus the bonus crit damage that I have from a feat, plus the bonus crit rate that I have from luck. It all rapidly just kind of starts going, well, we're done. I take the token, that's fine. I believe this is the safe zone. It is not the safe zone, I'm too far in. I thought O was the safe zone, but O is not the safe zone. That was my bad, I apologize. I wouldn't say that you're necessarily OP by then. I would say that it ramps up pretty quickly. I think luck at 100 is where I wind up capping out, now that I think about it. So, new weaponry. Saw mines at 19. I don't think there's a Johnny conversation. No, there is not. So, because you have to have a certain amount of money to be able to take the next conversation with Johnny. So, where is it? 55 to 105, and then a 15 crit rate plus 24. So, damn near 40% of my attacks are going to be crits. Not bad. Versus the laser right now, 68 to 88. You know, it's moderate. If the average is definitely there, and it fires a lot faster. This is just huge screw you damage. And now, 105 to 200. And then the green numbers beneath are what's being modified by my offense. So when you start seeing like 400 to 800, and then you see another 200 to 400 underneath that, yeah, things start going off the rails very quickly. You kind of look at it and you go, why is this a thing? This is unfair. And you're like, it is. And I'm glad that it's working unfair for me. So, alright, let's do this. I totally clicked the stage game. What are you doing to me? So, really, up until the point where you have... Yeah, see, this is where things just kind of start happening like this. Yeah. I'm going to keep using the laser for now because really saw mines are still a little bit of a liability. You get a feat that will boost the crit damage past 100%, so normally you're doing double damage on a crit. You can get a feat that'll boost it up to 125. Nah, dude, most people that were playing this game were ripping it apart in different ways, but they were playing it like safety strats. And I respect the safety strats, especially since, like, in the all endings PB that I had a few deaths on a couple of stages that probably wouldn't have happened on the safety strats way. So there's a lot to be said for that. Some of it's just the RNG of me not getting the right weaponry at the right time, so I couldn't plow through the stages that I wanted to plow through them, or in the way I wanted to plow through them. That's fine. Some of it was just skill. It's just a smattering of a bunch of different things that want to kind of not going my way. That's how it works. But since this is any percent, it doesn't matter. We just get to the end as soon as we can. So the basic plot of this game, because if we're going to start working towards the one ending it is that I want to do, it's helpful if you understand what's going on in that ending. So, you're a pirate, you're on the pirate ship, and the leader of that pirate ship is a woman that everybody calls Granny. I actually can't think of her actual name right now. I feel kind of bad about that. She's one of the 7, like, pirates out there that all have, like, a sacred stone that apparently, like, give them powers, right? So the Federation is like, we don't like pirates, because, well, of course they don't. Oh, and this is a fine example of when you do want to use these things, even without the range, there's too many asteroids coming at you, so you want to be able to not have the asteroids nerfing your damage, so you can just kind of pot-shot the boss this way. It's also just faster. As long as I'm avoiding things and failing that, I also have the overdrive to keep me invincible. Hey, look at that. And then in between every stage, there's plot, right? So, I mean... If you need to be looking at that, that's understandable. Did I get the... Finally, I got the good thing. We have missiles. I want missiles. So what is that? That is a... It's not a huge increase. I don't really care about... Wow, that's a 26 on the laser, though. 68 to 88. I mean, that's not bad. Let's see if I have a conversation with Johnny. I do. I'm gonna buy the laser. I don't really need, like, the crush or any of that other stuff. You don't use them. So, yeah, no. So we're going to go right into the maze. Right. That's a pretty nice laser. So you're the pirates, you go around doing your business, you're pirating ways, you're smuggling things, you know, because you don't like the unfair taxation or whatever the shit it is that's going on. Right. Pirates. Space pirates. We go with it. So the Federation starts picking off, like, a couple of the pirates, which was thought to be impossible because they've all, like, demonstrated some sort of, like, uncanny ability that puts them above, like, the best of the best pilots ever. And you're like, but how? And apparently your leader, the Granny here, was kind of, sort of, slightly psychic. Like, she could kind of predict the future. So she's like, we need to hyper jump out of here. Why? Because we about to explode! Okay, and you hyper jump out, and like 3 seconds later, the entire, like, armada from the Federation shows up. Like, oh, okay, that's great. So the Federation starts offing some of them. And the reason being is that they each one have a special stone, which you would imagine is of sentimental value. But there's a particular high-ranking commander, who Miat refers to as Commander Waifu, who has been collecting these powerful stones, and you're trying to figure out why. Now, the main character, early on in the game, you went up against the Firebolt there, which is that commander's ship, and you got destroyed. And it's, I mean, you get destroyed. It's scripted. There's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well just take the death as fast. You can win that fight, and you get a special achievement. I think it's like called something about an anachronism. You're not supposed to do it. The plot line dictates you get blowed up and sent down to the planet that you were hovering around. You meet up with a gal, you bring her onto the ship, she's going to be your new engineer, and then you all continue on past that. So more shenanigans, you continue to go to planets, and you continue to locate more information about the Federation. Eventually you find out Commander Waifu there is a very, very stupidly powerful, not genie, the other one. The fire-based one. I can't think of her name. Whatever. That's, again, a really good laser. I'm at 26, so it's not good enough for me to justify getting. But I want those missiles. Is there a Johnny conversation? There is not a Johnny conversation, so I'm not going to go for the Johnny conversation there. But I will buy these missiles. Those are amazing, and I want them. What do you got? Crit mod! Great. So that's a +5 to my crit. I want that. I'm taking that. Anyways, so now I've got these forward-firing laser bombs, and since they can crit, that's also amazing. And you can see they, too, stop against contact with the environment. The next version, which is slightly weaker but also fires 3 of them, will not contact against walls and floors and shit, so you want that. Thank you. So anyways, yeah, she's, essentially, she's a genie, right? Oh, her name's, was it Nefertiti? She's a Nefertiti. She is a fire elemental. A literal fire elemental. As in, your character here, at one point of time, I'm a space pirate, I fight things in space. Well, I thought that was literally just an old, like, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, like, story from Arabian Nights. Like, no, they exist. And then Nefertiti, with 3 of the stones, which, as it turns out, greatly enhance your power, she exits the battleship and just floats out into the middle of space. No ship, nothing, doesn't need to even breathe air anymore, and she's just talking to your character going, you don't want to fight me right now, because you know what's about to happen. You're going to die. Your dude in the ship is like, No, I'm in a damn spaceship! No! So she just fires a wave of fire, just kind of passes over your ship, eats up all the oxygen, you're nearly fucking dead. You manage to get saved, you're like, okay, what just happened? Like, yeah, don't do that. She's a little bit too powerful. So as it turns out, she's trying to collect the stones to be able to return to her home planet, because after an extended period of time from being away from the home planet, They eventually die. Her species eventually dies. And in fact, all genie races, of which there are apparently several, eventually die if they're far away from their home planet. So she desperately wants to get back there because she's gonna die. I get that, that's fine, that's understandable. But you eventually take on her super ship, the one that blew you up at the beginning of the game, and you win because woohoo. No. Long shot, thank you. That's the one you want. There we go. Saw mines are officially the broken. And I used to use charge beam, but it's kind of crap in retrospect. Is there a Johnny conversation? There's not a Johnny conversation. I don't even remember what it is that I'm at on the list for Johnny conversations and or money. So I don't know if I'm like under or what. I kind of wanted to buy more stuff, but apparently I can't. I'm thinking I need 300k to be able to get the Johnny mission, so I have to run back in here real quick and get some more cash. Normally I have my notes open for this, but I forgot to open them up, and I'm just kind of winging it, because it is an any percent. I'm not, like, hugely sweating every little aspect of it. I want to get to the end, and I want to go for Johnny. Johnny, as it turns out, is secretly a Djinni. Haha, clever name, right? So he is, of course, another one of that race. And he's like, so here's the thing. I figured out a long time ago how to not die, but it kind of involves giving away, like, all of your power. I mean, you do that, but then your body just kind of figures it out, and so, you know, you have to, like, not be selfish. And so all the other genie races are kind of looking at him like, no, I'm not giving away all of my power. They're like, you'll live, though. You will not die. Like, but no. So Johnny's right, by the way. Obviously, don't die. It's probably good. I want to make it back to my home planet. Well, spoilers, when you actually manage to blast open a portal to go to where their home planet is, you then discover that, A, it's no more. 2, it's been devoured by Iblis, the thing that grants the power of wishes for those that actually wish hard enough on them. And it gets better. One person decided to wish for... oh, hell, I don't even remember what it was. Somebody wished for something not very great that essentially gave this cloud that gives wishes, it gave it sentience. And then it grew angry with everybody wishing for shit. And then it started making its own wishes and became a giant cloud of, I'm going to murder everything. So you get one clue who the final boss is. Yeah, it's Iblis. Well, there's my 3. I don't even need to worry about fighting the boss now. Oh, I thought there was a Johnny dialogue. It's kind of lame. Alright, so is it the forest? It's the forest. I like how I did that entire freaking stage, thinking I had to. So yeah, okay. Saw mines go a little bit further now. I don't know if you can tell that part. Yeah. I mean, are they the greatest weapon ever? No, but they're pretty nice. I mean, yeah, but then, like, it was given sentience, and then all those people constantly saying, I want this, I want that, blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. It decided to take matters into its own hands. It destroyed the planet of the people that created it. Yeah, no. It's, so then, you and Commander Waifu, who of course survived the journey and is now on your ship going, shit, we're all gonna die. But everybody else is like, no, we're gonna fight it anyway. She's like, you're an idiot! Like, then why are you coming with us? I don't know, I might live 5 seconds longer. Why not? Let's do this. Whatever. Everybody else is like, alright, so the main ship, like, it and all of our cannons, you're gonna fire on the body. You, other genie in, like, another different ship, you're gonna fight like it's another part of it. Me, I'm gonna take on its face. So you, in this little pea shooter of a ship, is fighting the what looks like X-Death's final form, big tree face thing, but bigger. And the entire right side of the screen. And you know that that overdrive attack that I have that fills the entire screen and does a boatload of damage? It has its own version of that. Because of course it does. It's not the entirety of the screen, but it's super annoying. Like, please stop doing this. Why do you hate me so much? So welcome to Starwish. It sounds zany, but when you play through it, it makes sense. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, okay, alright. So let's do the version of this fight where I don't go out of my way to kill the eyeballs. I mean, obviously doing so is pretty freaking useful, but I'm not going to sweat it right this second. I'm actually going to go out of my way to just kill the boss first. And when he charges, you drop the haha, I'm invulnerable, because screw you, I'm invulnerable. Oh, that was hard, wasn't it? Boss is dead. Johnny! 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 Ah, I like it. No new weaponry. There's a saw mines, but that's not... there's a 31. 105, 200. That's a pretty sizable increase right there. I'll take that. Let's do that. Status. There we go. So I wanted to get to 25. That's fine. You probably have something new. What you got? Item mod. Ooh. Chance of items dropping. I will take that. That is fine with me. We move on to the swamp. Okay. And I mean, yeah, I realize the stages are kind of repetitive. It's the same. It's essentially the same length of track, and then you're at the boss. I get that. I enjoy the game. It's entertaining to me. It's fun. I like it. If you actually sit through... Because the first time that I played it, I actually skipped, like, the first 4 or 5 dialogue sessions. I don't know why. So it was really weird when I actually started reading the plot, because I was like, wait, what's going on here? Wait, this is actually kind of cool, and I had to start over the game. Kind of lame, but whatever. Especially since if you're just reading the plot from the, oh no, I got knocked out by the firebolt, now I'm on a planet, and who's this engineer chick, and what the hell's going on, and this seems very... I almost want to say generic. It's not, because it starts throwing some loops at you that you didn't expect. And I respect that. You're like, oh, I see where you're going with this, but you don't. And that's what's interesting. You think you do, and the game throws you for a loop. Well, the writing does. I'm like, that's well done. I respect that. That's good stuff. Plus, trying to do this stuff like low level, where you're getting positively bodied by a lot of the stuff coming at you. Like, when you get to the 3rd series of stages, you are so outgunned, if you have not been putting points into life, that things are just destroying you. And this isn't on hard. One of the things is when you start getting lower and lower on life, it actually reduces the speed of your ship. Which is an annoying mechanic, but it also makes you hopefully not play as dumb as you would think. Like, maybe I should try to avoid things more often, you know, one of those. But I mean, like, the hit detection is really good for a pseudo bullet hell like this, and then also there's just the RPG aspect, so you're like, oh, but I could just out-level it if I want to, or I could just buy this, or do that, or grind a stage a couple of times until I have enough money to be able to afford this and that, and so on. You're like, alright, yes, I respect that. Alright, it's the Wisp. Here's the other reason you want the saw mines. It's one of the few weapons that's going to be able to hit behind you, which you wouldn't think is going to be huge, but look, he's behind me. Oh, look, he's behind me. You don't even really need to worry about firing in front of you a lot, because it's going to be behind you. Ha ha, you suck. Hello, dudes, there's Johnny. Oh, Johnny, you got business with Deadeye too? Aye, she's been teaching me some fascinating new recipes. He also fancies himself a cook. And apparently his cooking makes everyone violently ill. I don't know what I just bought. I just bought something. That's wonderful. Ugh. I want to keep crit at 25% for the weapons that don't have the native crit rate. And then gun percent at 20 is not bad for now. Once I eventually get the crit damage up, then I can start dumping points into health. Because I eventually also get a feat that starts boosting up other things based off of health, so you kind of get the double whammy. And in addition to being able to survive a lot of shenanigans, which predominantly are useful for the last boss, but are also just useful. Excuse me. You kind of need the life for the last boss, but then you start getting other benefits to it. I think it's the shield regen. So, shield regen, which means you're also regenerating your overdrive, which means you're also regenerating that invincibility whoop-ass that allows you to plow through enemies, so it's technically also offense, plus the native offense from the ability, plus extra offense, assuming you're actually putting the points into the weaponry. Holy shit. Game starts getting more deep than you would think. I mean, casually, you're like, this is cool. Speedrun, you're like, oh god, there's so much. Yeah, alright, why not? So these are the saw mines, and they're clearly very good. Let's compare it to the laser. Laser is not one-shotting things. Laser takes a little bit of time, and it's getting blocked by the one thing you're attacking. Whereas saw mines are, I don't care what's behind you, you're getting destroyed too. Oh, is it behind me? You're getting destroyed too. Welcome to these weapons. Just a little bit crazy. I mean, previous runs, I was trying to get fancy with how it was I was maneuvering weaponry to get to enemies that were behind walls. And then I remembered, oh yeah, saw mines. Duh. Let's do this. I'm gonna drink the apple juice. I still got coffee. Okay, to be fair, it's not apple juice. It's, okay, you know, like, oh, what the hell do they call it? A powdered, Crystal Light. Those things, you guys realize they make, like, orange juice and apple juice flavoring? And it's got, like, hella stupid low amounts of calories. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It actually tastes pretty good, and oh my god, this is amazing. Oh, by the way, that boss is pretty easy because, again, saw mines. And if you have to run underneath him, you're still fine. There we go. Cool. I don't need to worry about defense yet. That'll just kind of happen as we go. Ooh, I've got the scatter gun. Ah, that's the one that passes through everything. I want that. Scatter gun is awesome. Back up. So is there, what's new? You... Oh, this is the final dialogue option for the engineer chick that you pick up on the planet, like at the beginning of the game, and you can only get it by not dying up to this point. Hey, what's wrong? You look really out of it. Oh, it's good to see you. And I'm not going to finish this out because it's actually spoilers for the plot, but you can see it on your own time. Is it the cavern? It is the cavern. Why do I go to the cavern first? That seems weird. Anyways, let's swap over to this one. As you can see, hey, look at this. I've now got triple weaponry that kind of fires in a bit of a random spray. That's fine, but it'll also pass through objects. So now I have a lot of weaponry that is passing through everything on the screen and will just kind of hit whatever it is that I want it to. If I need to, I could start grinding against the walls to recharge. What's wrong with her? Meowth, you have to play the game to find out. I've spoiled enough by telling you that Johnny is secretly a Ginny, just because I want to show off his ending, right? It's my favorite ending in the game. It is not a happy ending, but it's interesting. You're like, oh wow, wow, really? Just, okay. And I mean, there's a lot of little, like, flavor text and stuff, like all the conversations that you have with him. He's talking about he's trying to keep up with family and all his crazy get-rich-quick schemes. Like, he's trying to save up enough money to be able to go visit this other relative that he just found out about, and he needs to be there to see him and say hello, and then he's going to try and learn how to cook, and nobody can tolerate his cooking. Surprisingly, outside of your commander waifu, she seems to love his cooking. I don't pretend to understand it, but hey, whatever. And just... there's a lot of little things. You're like, this is a well-formed character. And then you get to his ending, and your reaction is, aww? Almost makes me not want to show it, because it's the kind of thing I feel like you need to experience it, right? The good news is, if you get to the end, you get to Iblis, you can beat him. I guess. And then you don't have to immediately restart over. I will. When I get there, I'll show it. You don't have to immediately restart over. You go right back in. You can beat Iblis again and then pick a different ending. So, I'll do the one. And again, this isn't on hard mode, so I'm not going to have all the endings unlocked. And I'm not going to be able to even have the option for your Commander Waifu. Nefertiti is not going to be on the table. I'm sorry. But, Johnny will be available, and so will, I'm blanking on names right now. I don't know why I'm blanking on names right now. I'm taking damage, too. This is not pretty. I should not be taking damage like that. There we go. Thank you. I'll show it. It'll happen. Is it 4? That was crazy. It should have been 4. That was insane. Weapons. What you got? New weapon. Ah, the wave. So that passes through shit, too, but it's like the machine gun version of, hey, look, I passed through shit. Not exactly tremendous. 37? I mean, that's a pretty good damage increase right there. Let's check and make sure I don't have a Johnny dialogue. I'm pretty sure I don't. Well, there's money. That increases the money that I get. I'll take that, because why not? I'm going to go ahead and buy this other saw mines. Might as well. I was hoping for a spray of, I don't know, scatters or something. What do I not have powered up? Machine gun? Is there any good machine guns in here? No. I'm just going to buy both of these. I think that unlocks what's-her-name. It does. You have to buy a certain total amount that keeps scaling up further and further on your special weapons to unlock the option to talk to the doctor on the ship, who's also your, like, longtime childhood friend and adopted sister, and she cares very greatly for you because you keep injuring yourself in battle. So the idea of I keep buying more weaponry for my ship, ideally maybe this way I won't frickin' die, is apparently what you have to do to make her actually want to talk to you occasionally. Hey, alright! Guys like Johnny and the panda. Why can't I remember the fucking panda's name? The drunk. He's constantly drunk. It actually makes him fire the weapons on the ship better. I don't pretend to understand it again, but just go with it. The hell is his name? Swig. Swig is his name, because of course his name is Swig. Yes. I don't know, play the game. Again, I play 2 games that I will readily say, I think it's a good game. All of the other games, I look at them and I say, I don't think this is a good game. Whether or not you enjoy it, that's completely subjective. But do you think it is a good game? Do you think it is a well-made game? That's not... That's a little bit harder to make an argue against. Like Earthbound, well-made. There's a lot of depth and a lot of character and a lot of heart in this game. So, of the many games that I speedrun, this is one of the 2 that I will say, this is a good game. There it is. You should play the game. I mean, Meow, you've been playing Earthbound? Do you like Earthbound? I mean, I hope so. In fact, I'm just going to assume yes. And we're going to move on. I'm going to vape. If you're too far forward, your saw blades don't have an opportunity to start appearing backwards, or firing backwards, I guess. Oh, I forgot to level up my spread gun! So this fight's gonna take longer than before. I should have been keeping an eye out for spread guns because of this boss. It's either that or I could try to use another weapon, but I have to constantly be sailing up and down to try and locate those. How have I felt? A hell of a lot better. Dude, I used to wake up and would have, like, back pain and chest pain, and for the first couple hours of the day, I would have trouble, like, just taking deep breaths. Because I was chain smoking cigars. So, vaping, it isn't there anymore. I'm like, I'm not going to say I feel better, but I feel, I'm not like, ow! It's more like, oh yeah, so here's your Commander Waifu. Oh, Ginny, there we go, sorry. And yeah, she's using these star fragments to create black holes because that's the only way to create a roadmap back to their home planet. By the way, she's one too. Sorry, spoilers, go! There we go. And that gets me to 25. So now my crits are doing under 25% damage on the weapon that has a huge amount of crit plus a huge amount of crit plus the giant top end. Hell yes, thank you very much. 41, that's not a big enough jump for me to consider it. I don't really think anything outside of the scatters, but that's only a +3, so I'm going to back out. We're going to see... Swing! Everybody has their own, like, specialty music for talking to you, so I don't know. I feel like I should maybe get something here. What's my crush at? That's not bad. I don't think I need to worry about that for anybody. No. Okay, so we march right on in onto the firebolt, which I think I had a death on in my PB. I have my overdrive lined up, and this is the boss that you die to at the beginning of the game, by the way. So this time it's the for real you're going to roll up on the boss. And this is shortly after, like I was saying before, Nefertiti flies out of the ship. You know, no oxygen or nothing, just kind of flies out and is like, you're an idiot, let's do this. So here's the ship. She's no longer in control of it, but it's still an Imperial class goddamn cruiser trying to destroy you. I've pretty well got it in the bag. Between overpowered saw mines, I've got an overdrive on standby. I might have to use it shortly. Ow. I might have to use it shortly. There's shields, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it and then grab that overdrive bop. Okay, and we're good? Are we good? Are we good? Woo! I like it. And so we blow up her ship and her reaction is, oh, so you've blown up the ship. Like, really? That's your reaction? Lady? Damn. I was hoping to get to 30, and then I was going to start pumping more into life. You kind of have to start pumping into life. There's chain. I want that. Oh, God, it's a level 41 chain. Oh, I need that. I don't even know where I'm at in terms of Johnny's dialogues right now, so I hope I didn't miss one. But chain, you'll note that doesn't go very far, but it hits everything pretty close to you. It's not big damage, it's not fast damage, it's not high crit, but it chains onto everything. And it's actually really, really important to have a good powered up chain for one of the stages coming up very, very soon. Because there's a lot of tight nooks and crannies that you have to fit through that have asteroids in them, and you can't really do anything to try and work your way through them. So I'm going to start grinding my shields down a bit to try and work up my overdrive again before I get to this boss, because now that we're on the third series of bosses, this is when they start getting the special abilities on top of their own stuff. You'll also note I've only taken a couple of hits, and my life is a third gone. Welcome to the final stretch of the game. They mean business. I mean, look at how fast my shields just went away. They should not have gone away as fast as they did, but they do now. Enjoy this section. Holy shit. I want to power... There we go. Okay, so there. I've got that powered up. That's what you want. I'm going to do that to take out this turret, and then back to saw mines. So lasers have outlasted their usefulness. It's pretty much used chain for stupid, awkward situations, and it's used saw mines for everything else. Because that's how we do. So this is the first boss. It's going to be the city manager, the one where normally you position yourself on the O and then you walk away and do this a lot. Except now he fires out drones, and they are thrown out into random locations and they'll fire bullets at you. So you can't just walk away from the keyboard or mouse. Because occasionally a drone will just kind of fly into you or near enough to you that its bullets are pot-shotting you. So you're going to have to maneuver around it or shoot it outright or just swap to chain and then back into whatever. Because normally you just select this and you're good. Except now there's going to be those guys. Oh, their bullets fire forward. Okay, so as long as he doesn't fire a drone into me, then we're fine. And I can play it a little bit safer by being pretty much inside of him like that. Great. I'll take it. So this is the remnants of the home planet, which is, you know, Lucerna, as is what you could probably tell. That's a lot of intellect, too. I just spent a lot right there. I'm good on Chained at this point. I really wanted a better Saw Mines. Let's check for Johnny dialogue. There is a Johnny dialogue. Oh, and by the way, she now runs engineering. Hello, Neferini. You now run... What are you doing here? You assigned me here, remember? Right, I'm just out of it. Yeah, sure. So let's just go ahead and grab experience, because why not? Just, you level up faster, why not? The 5 to Moolah, 5 to experience is not huge, but it's just helpful over the course of the entire run. So of course you get those last! Of course! Don't really need anything else, so we're going to go on to the remains! And I believe... Where's her? She got teleported very, very, very far away in an attempt to close the portal to the homeworld. Because she was trying to stop a star from being black holed that would have obliterated the billions of people living on planets nearby. She tried, and it did not work out in her favor, sadly. So yeah, this is the stage where you want a really high chain because there's so many things that you have to worry about trying to fire behind. Now you can use a long shot with saw blades to clear out those sections right there. You can also use chain to be able to blitz through all these things nearby. And I mean, you can see I'm pot-shotting enemies beneath me. That's neat too. Very, very useful, right? But even then, you have to have it powered up enough to be able to take these out so that you can actually get through these areas. That's why I was like, 40 is ridiculous. 40 is... Because if you go with a level 1, it pretty well doesn't matter what your offense is, you're not clearing out those asteroids. So you have to physically fly through all of them, and you'll probably die, because the damage gets ramped up to the point where 1 to 2 hits without shielding, you're boned. So then you have to be spending all of your points to dump it into hit points to... No, that's not... No, because now you kill even slower. You're still not killing the asteroids. Ah! So having a level 41 weapon at this point is ridiculous and very useful. Here's more situations where I could be using chain and I would have cleared out like all of those guys for the experience, for the money, and all that jazz. I mean, you can see it. Goodbye all the asteroids. It's not super fast, but I don't have to worry about maneuvering just to be able to try and get rid of them. So let me just go ahead and say this, Meowt. You want to know what happens to the engineering gal? You want to know what happens to, Jenny? You gotta play it and find out. Jenny and Johnny. That's funny. I like it. Alright. So this dude has a few more asteroids coming at you. Just a few. But as you can see, the crit rate on this weapon is ridiculous. That's why everything was just getting critted so badly right there. Also, because the saw mines will fly through objects, that means that these asteroids are less of a problem for my weaponry. They're really just more of a problem if I'm flying into them. You have to know what happened to her. Well, then you're going to have to play the game, mister. That's how it works. Yeah, so that's how fast the overdrive will charge on its own. The defense is also going to have more health percent and then the damage reduction itself, which is pretty big. I don't need to be worrying about it right this second. I wanted to put some points into it because, hey, why not? Oh, God, that's a pretty powerful missile, but I want the scatter because it passes through things. Let's check and see if there's a Johnny dialogue. There's not a Johnny dialogue, so I'm thinking it's probably these that I need to get. I'll take the flat damage reduction. Let's see if it was the doctor. It was the doctor. There we go. So I had the Tessa. The girl's name is Tessa. I dated a Tessa. You think I... Well, Tess... No, yeah, Tessa. I was going to say Tessie. No, that's Earthbound. I dated a Tessie. You think I would remember this chick's name. But the one I dated did not have pink hair. Oh, it was red. Of course, her name was Tessa. She had red hair. We're all shocked by that. I promise you she exists, though. She's not a unicorn. Actually, she referred to herself as a unicorn, now that I think about it, and that's kind of weird. She also had, like, all of the tattoos. Like, all of them. She was the illustrated woman. Respect for that. It's a lot of time and effort. Don't know why I'm still going on about that. I don't know, it's in the past. It's like nostalgia. Nostalgia is totally just a thing of the past. What am I going on about? I don't even know anymore. I couldn't remember her name. What do you want out of me? Shut up. Tessa, Jenny, Swig, Merid, I want to say, is the blue helmet character. It's like short for Merilid, and I'm like, but are you, what? Monolith? No, Merilid. Okay, fine. Yeah. And then Deadeye is the weaponsmith. Nefriti, who you don't have access to on normal. It's only through hard, so I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to see any dialogue with Commander Waifu. Johnny. Isn't everybody? Merilid, Jenny, Nefriti, Johnny, Swig, and then Tessa. Deadeye. Yeah, that's the 7. And then the neutral ending and the secret ending. That's the 9. There it is. But I'm not doing all endings. I am doing any percent. Which, if I was actually blitzing through this a hell of a lot faster, that would be more respective for a true any percent run. But I'm not, because I don't know reasons. Just go with it. I like how my notes even actually say, here's who you're talking to, and also these are the unlocks that you're supposed to be getting at each specific point. But I don't remember what they are right this second because I don't have my notes open. Just kind of looking at this and occasionally chat. Cool. I will say, and I realize they're not here in chat because, like a lot of people that stream, I have Chatty open, so I can see who is watching. I can see the names of the people that are currently in chat, right? Oh, by the way, Living Heart didn't change. It just tries to pull you in faster, but again, not coded for the mouse, so whatever. I can see who is here watching. I feel kind of bad. Because the person that made the game, I've seen them pop into chat a few times, and I would imagine they're probably going, but why aren't they playing the game? I'm playing the game. I was hoping they would actually show up. They didn't show up. So I could be like, dude, you're here. It's awesome. And they're not here. Like, oh. It's fine. Unless they're, like, just not even logged in which case, dude, I love the game. It's awesome. Saw mines or what? That's not enough to justify grabbing it. I was hoping for a better scatter. There's no scatter. Ugh, craps. I don't know, dude. Like I say, the person who made the game will occasionally show up and be in my chat. I'm like, that's awesome. I don't really need anything else here. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Is it city? It's city. Why you gotta make the what face for, man? Why you gots to be like that? Sorry, I've got coasters. I wanted to make sure I actually put it on the coaster. Alright, it's my favorite stage in the game. I hope you really like close frickin' quarters, because here's all the close quarters. I mean, that one stage with all the asteroids, it's possible to get through that fairly well, with just the saw mines, but here, there's too many things that appear, like, behind you. You have to have a pretty good chain. So you've got a few stages to hopefully get a chain, and also hopefully have it appear at a high enough level to justify it. So I'm, like, killing those guys fairly quickly. If I had a level 1 chain right now, I'd be having to hit these guys 7, 8, 9, it drugged me into the wall and just killed me. Dragged. It happens. That sort of thing happens. What can you do about it? Then I'm just gonna let the music play. Because I rarely just let the music play. So let's just listen. Also, there's this, and I know you'll let the music play and I start talking. Also, there's, you get the soundtrack off the website. There's, tracks that were written for the game that were never coded for stages. And I don't really know why, because they're fine songs. I'm like, but why didn't you use them? Alright, we're past the part where I died. Hell yes, I do. Oh, I guess that was... I barely clipped into the edge of that stage. Okay. Welcome to this game! Where's the controller? I mean, you can't turn up the brightness to be able to tell that very much. About the only way you're going to be able to tell those walls is you can see that your aura disappears there. And against higher areas there, yeah, like that. It'll kind of do the same. Your shields, I should say. It's weird. This is why this is my least favorite stage. It's cumbersome to try and deal with the stuff that's coming at you, and also the walls will occasionally just kind of body you. I think in the any percent I got through here, like, first try, and I was surprised. I didn't want to say anything at the time because that seems kind of silly, but, I mean, damn, son. Just damn. Oh yeah, the inspection stuff. Or do you have like a new job now? What do you? Is this when you were doing the airplane inspections? I swear I recognize the name. I think you've mentioned it before. There we go. Occasionally those guys... Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Alright, I will give it a look. I mean, it's silly to say, hey, check out this shooter game that I'm playing. It's an excellent visual novel. I mean, it seems silly. It seems silly. But I do mean it, like, you give it a shot and you're like, wow, you're right, it is. Yeah, alright, cool. Like, pretty much from here on, it is... Your characters are essentially looking at a pretty much hopeless situation, and how you're still trying to figure out how to fight your way through it anyways. And so it's interesting. You're like, everybody like on the ship has headaches and they're freaking out, and you're just trying to figure out how to remotivate people and then plow through it, and what's the next objective? And you're like, yeah, alright, cool. It's silly, but it makes sense, and I respect it. Oh, right, this version that also has the big giant screw you orb. Ow, that hits really hard. So, if you're able to position yourself well enough so that you can keep the saw mines in the boss while avoiding the big orb. I mean, worst comes to worst, if you gotta just avoid the orb for a bit. I'm gonna do this. This is silly. Unfortunately, that doesn't take out the orb as it's coming at you, but I'm at full shields now. There we go. Thank you. Defense now adds to shield strength. There you go. That's what you want. This is the point where health starts to rocket. Boop. I mean, gun is alright, but I don't desperately need it. But having my, oh, nice. Having my health also contribute to my shields. My shields just went up by a lot. Check in. Still no Johnny. That's kind of annoying. I'm wondering if I'm just gonna miss out on the Johnny conversation. I shouldn't. Right? Look at that. No, no, no. Back up. No. You can also start dumping into life, and that's, you know, that's a huge amount of life right there. But your shields, that's the buffer between you and immediate death. So that's the one you need to be going with first. As well you should. Send me a whisper so that I'll actually remember to look that up. Because I frequently forget to check stuff on Chatty until like the next day because I'm stupid. But yeah, having that much life also contribute to my shields also means that I get to keep dumping more into self-damaging myself to build up the overdrives, which lets me have that on hand for protection and also damage more often. So It's offensive and defensive and kind of silly like that, and I hate these little situations. They're stupid. Yeah, and that should there. We're pretty much there. Okay. Plus, by spending more points on life right now, that means I can also survive a couple of rounds of stupid shenanigans that the final boss winds up doing to you. Take the money, take the experience, take the money and run. Who is that? That's, come on, take the money and run. I can't remember who that is. I want to say it's Steeler's Wheel, but that doesn't sound right to me. I mean, maybe it does, but I don't know, so we'll just pretend that I'm correct and deal with it. If anybody would know how to play a browser game that inherently uses the mouse for controls like this, but could disable the mouse from actually showing up on OBS, if you know how to do that, could you tell me? Because I would imagine that's fairly annoying for anyone watching at home, because you don't even actually get to see the ship, really. You see my mouse cursor constantly over it. I would imagine that's kind of annoying. And I don't know how to remove that. Was it Steve Miller Band? Ah, you're probably right. Alright, so this version of Rocket Snail, normally you try and shoot out the eyes. This version of the Rocket Snail, his eyes are invulnerable, so you just have to deal with it. So you just have to kind of deal with it, right? But that's fine. You just go back to chucking saw mines into him and slowly scaling back so the eyeballs don't actually hit you. Unfortunately, I don't think I have quite enough damage to be able to deal with the... I don't. I have to actually dodge him. That's crazy. Go, 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 go. There we go. Silliness. Ah. There we go. And we start pumping defense at this point so I can get the life, which then also goes to shields because it's insane like that. Johnny? Still no Johnny? Are you kidding me? Oh my god! It's about having enough money. Do I not have enough money? I mean, there's another saw mines upgrade. I kind of have to get it. That's not bad. I'm never really good. Oh, I need the spread. I do need the spread because that boss is coming up and I have to have that spread. Fastest snail. Well, he's a rocket snail, blessed. I mean, honestly, man. Wow. Oh, right. This is the stage that if you ever find yourself, oh no, I can't beat things, I need to grind it out, this is the one where you realize how awesome Chain is. And if you have enough offense, it's the only weapon that you need outside of the boss, which is the Wisp. Because there are no environmental hazards in this stage whatsoever. It is just, hey, look at me. There's a bunch of stupid shit on the screen. I'm going to kill it using, probably using Chain. Yeah, but I mean, you know, you've seen Neverending Story, right? They have a racing snail in that movie. It blitzes the crap out of a dude's horse. There we go. Okay, that's good. This would also be why you probably want to use saw mines, but those things are intentionally, like, huge health sinks, so you just kind of deal with it. It also, you know, you're trying to kill that wall of enemies, but there's other enemies appearing behind it. That's fine. You just kind of nuke through them as fast as you can. You've never seen Neverending Story. Okay, it's one of those movies where it has several legitimate moments where kids were like, this was actually incredibly sad. And it's, you know, it's based off a book. It's an 80s movie. It's weird, not sci-fi. It's weird fantasy genre, but it's not pandering to the kids because there's also death and what. It's a kid's book in the sense that the main character is a kid, right? That's pretty much the entirety of the way they're going to treat it that way. There's still very much adult themes and shit that happen in that book. And it gets, like, pretty dark at times. Pretty dark, pretty depressing. It's about a fantasy world that is being enveloped by the darkness. Like, we're all dead right now. Oh my god, this is insane. Yeah. Yep. Intellect, life. Great. Every little bit that I can pump into life, baby. Oh yeah. Not gonna use the missiles, not gonna use the charge, and I want to have saw mines being the... Oh my god, it's still falling behind wave. Oh, that's why I'm not doing the huge damage. I see. Because the highest ranked weapon that you have right now... Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much that. It's pretty much that. Like, how you'd read, oh wow, what did you do to Little Mermaid? It's like that, pretty much. Wait, hang on. I picked the wrong stage, didn't I? I picked the wrong stage. I'm supposed to go to the ocean. Not the absolute zero. Oh, I wanted the scatter. Scatter's good. And I was hoping for a frickin'... Because the highest level weapon that you have here is the one that the damage is based off of for your overdrive, and that's at 51. This is 52. The wave does a lot less than the saw mines. That was dumb. Picked the wrong stage. So yeah, imagine a properly made movie that is based off of a more accurate rendition of some of those grim fairy tales, and you've pretty well got it. It's, yeah, it's one of those. And you're like, oh shit, I mean, alright. This is hardcore, man. I mean, so it's you appreciate it more as an adult, so you can imagine being a kid and seeing this, oh, it's a kid movie, the hero's a kid, that's being read about by a kid in the real world, and then he gets sucked into the book, and then no. It's worth a look. It's not a flaw. Yeah, Falcor, you are correct. Which was more popularized by Family Guy making fun of it, but with good reason. The kid like steals the book because he really, really wants to read it from this old not librarian, bookshop owner. And then he, like, skips school so he can read this book. And it's all about, you know, how you have to... Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but... Towards the end of the movie, it's like, alright, so... How about this great wish of yours so that you can have this luck dragon that's in the book that can then fly you around anywhere that you want to and is a great friend and a loyal companion and helps you out, and he's also a dragon that can fucking fly... How about you have him in real life, and then you ride him around and you terrorize the bullies that have been picking on you? Like, if you're a kid, hell yeah! And that's alright, but you're overlooking the fact that, alright, but it also takes place in a book where the literal end of that world happens. Like, that's kind of dark. That's, oh shit. So, the improved version of this boss is not so much the boss itself, but the stage drags your speed down super slow. Kinda sucks, but if you have enough whoop-ass, the boss doesn't really change. You're still gonna wind up, hey, look at you, and I'm gonna fly back here. And if you don't go too far, you're still able to get your saw mines to start flying behind you so that you can murder the boss like that. Oops. Grab that extra health. Saw mines, saw mines, saw mines. 56! I don't care, I'll take it! Do it! Still no Johnny. I feel like I, had money that I shouldn't have spent. Either that or I'm already at the cap on Johnny and I just didn't realize it. I'm gonna cap out that real quick. I might not have grabbed enough off Tessa. More shields, more life. Why not? Let's see if it was Tessa. Nope. Okay, great. So we move on to absolute... Yeah, Absolute Zero, and then eventually the ruins. Just do it! So here's another wonderful, wonderful situation where you're stuck in a series of mazes, and if you pick the wrong location, you get to deal with the stage itself kind of just crapping on you, because that's how it goes sometimes. So having a higher level chain lets you blow through the things that are going to be trying to murder you while you're trying to navigate stuff. Just kind of how it goes. It's what you do. It's how we roll. Oh, whoa! I skipped through that! You are not supposed to be able to do that. And unfortunately, since all of this game is auto-scrollers, that is not a time save. That's just neat. I'm going to take the middle. The middle is generally safer. And having a decently leveled chain weapon lets you murder all of the things and then some, and then I can continue to burn through my shields to rebuild overdrive. Stop taking the damage! Oh my god! Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh my god, I didn't mean to, and that was kind of cool, but don't do that to me, game! No more heart attacks, please! I mean, I'm already down a third of my life. I would prefer to not have that be a continual thing, right? Alright, overdrive is full. That's good. We can plow through a lot of this other crazy stuff going on. As you can see, chain is clearly busted as a weapon. That and long shot. Chain and long shot let you hit like a third of the screen all at once. It's kind of crazy. And as long as you're not letting it overpower level-wise, it's not overpowering your saw mines. I mean, really, laser for consistency, saw mines for just nuke it right now. Pretty much how the game goes. Whoa. Yay. No strats. There are strats? Have I not explained the strats? There were strats? We're pretty much done with the stage. We go back to the saw mines. So this crystal dragon will charge at you. It's annoying. You occasionally have to go, oh no! Like that. There it was. I hope you liked it. In case you thought I was lying, there it was. But saw mines still kind of trivialize it. You have to dodge the bullets that are coming at you and then fly up. Like that, and then we go right back to murdering the boss. You don't want to use chain here because the game's probably going to be a little bit too distracted by, you know, the stalactites. I'm going to go ahead and drop one of these because why not? Oh, new strats. Yeah, alright, why not? I got tons of shields, I got saw blades, you dead sucker, what you gonna do? Status. There we go. You. Let's go defense, right. I want to get health up to a 30% modifier because that's a huge amount. And I have to keep saw mines up. It sounds silly, but I kind of have to. I don't want something else overriding. There's Johnny. Johnny is a Janny, yeah? Guess there's no point in hiding it now, but don't let that bother you. I'm still the same Johnny you always known. He's supposed to be Cockney, so, excuse me. So how do you really know about Iblis? If you're really that old, you must know more than you suggest. Ah, you're a perceptive one. I'll grant you that. But you shouldn't ask about that. Alright, tell me, Johnny. I'm tired of you evading the question. Concerning I'll be battling it soon, I think you owe me, to Orica, to everyone. Tell me what you know. Are you sure you want the truth? Lay it on me, brother. Fine. You are welcome to hate me for what I'm about to tell you. There's only one other person I ever told this to, but I'm the reason for Iblis turning out the way that it did. What? Why? Why would you possibly want Iblis to evolve like that? It was an accident. Hundreds of years ago, I wanted to give the one I loved the ability to grant her own wishes. I made a wish that lesser beings could do the same thing we could. Turns out, in order for that wish to be true, our star would need to become stronger. That in turn meant Iblis would become stronger too. I unwittingly set off the chain of events that made Iblis evolve into that. For ages I wished I could take it back, but it was too late and could be undone. Sorry, Johnny, I never knew. It's all my fault. I'm the reason for everything being messed up. Even Nefertiti's crimes pale in comparison to mine. I can't ask for forgiveness for what I've done. I'm such a coward. Look, you've been secretly fighting this thing the whole time, weren't you? All those times I saw you with Mare was about Iblis, wasn't it? You even managed to get Nefertiti and Mare to help out. Only because I have something they want. Even then, I cannot guarantee that we will succeed. Sorry, I ramble too much. It's alright if you leave me to my thoughts for a while. That's alright, Johnny. For what it's worth, you're still a good man in my eyes. Just don't beat yourself up anymore. I gave Johnny a tap on the shoulder as I walked past him. I swore I would do what I could to help Johnny. Yeah, so Johnny is the entire reason that all of this shit is going down. Right? He made a wish that a lady friend of his, at least I think it was a lady friend, I actually don't remember, could make wishes happen, like what their great powerful wish star does, right? And that in doing so empowered their Iblis, and then it gained sentience, and then doing so, and then also became angry about all the shenanigans, and then started trying to fight things, and yeah, so it's kind of the bartender's fault. The bartender in the bar with the wish. That's clue. There it is. We have clued our way to victory. Congratulations. Only took an hour and a half to be able to get there, so that is not a PB when it comes to Clue World Records. Oh no. But it gets better, because when you... It gets different, because when you get to Johnny's ending, because you've dealt with all of his kookiness and his weird recipes and all the people that he's talked about, and then you start to realize all of it comes together about how... Yeah, I did this, and here's why. And all that other stuff I talked about before was entirely true, and here's why. And also, the thing is my fault, and here's why. You're like, oh no. That sucks. A lot, yeah. So then, we get to Johnny's ending. Which, again, is my favorite ending of the game. That's the one we're going for here. That's the one I wanted to go to do my any percent here. So the next time I do this, it'll be a lot faster because I'm not going to be recreating Johnny's final dialogue. Actually, you know what I'm going to do after this? Is there's a secondary Starwish game, right? Game, I guess. And I should have powered up Spread by now. Oh, by the way... The monolith that has the randomness going on here... Oh, by the way, somehow it gained a sword. Don't think about that for too long. So this fight is a little bit slower. You still use the spread shot, but you also have to avoid the sword. Because this giant block with the randomized weakness spot is armed with melee weaponry. Oh, it's so amazing. I love every bit of it. It's awesome. That extra life is really helpful, though. So you see the sword kind of poke out. You know you're about to get blasted, so try to dodge up or down or whatever very quickly and hope that your spread is still doing the damage. That's pretty much the long and short of this fight, regardless of what you're doing. Spread and hang back, but there's just one more thing that you have to worry about dodging. It's kind of silly, but that's how it goes. It's fair. It's an interesting challenge, and I like it. Boop. Alright. Yes, you can. Why do you... Me out. Why you gotta be that way, man? Why you gotta be that way, man? Alright, so Saw Mines 59? That's the best I got? That and the scatter. That does not seem good. Cafe, there's nobody here. Damn it. That sucks. Alright, so what's left? What's left is the final boss. Alright, so we go into the hangar. We don't need moolah. We don't need experience. Engine we need. Item we don't need. Crit. Well, okay, we do kind of want that because there are enemies that will appear and they will drop items. We kind of want those. So we're going to dump that into regen. Actually, we're not going to dump that into regen. In fact, regen is already ridiculously high at this point. So we're going to go shields. We're going to go shields 25 and an extra 5 in health, right? So, about a third of our life is effectively the shield. So we go right back in. Let's go fight Iblis. Let's do this. So here he is. Desire incarnate that is pissed off that you've been wishing for things. Here it is. There's specific zones you can try to place yourself in, so you're avoiding those bullets he throws at you. It throws at you? I don't know, just go with it. And I don't want to start burning my overdrive this early, damn it, game. Come on now. Yes, it is an evil cloud. You are correct. So he's going to start breathing on me, and that sucks. Yeah, like that. Okay, so normally you try to get in a little bit closer and drop those. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drop this right back against him to let my shields recharge a bit. You want to try and find dead zones where you're not getting popped by things, but you're also able to do some damage. You're avoiding the mouth laser that'll kill you a lot. Ow. So there's the mouth laser. And you can kind of work your way up a little bit, but it doesn't really happen too often. Because the mouth laser pretty much blocks any chances. His overdrive, essentially. It blocks any chances of you trying to drop your own straightforward weaponry against him. So if I was better at this, I'd be trying to swap over to the chain like that. Because you don't have to directionalize. Yes! There's your any percent. 144. Which is not much faster than the all endings, but I also wasn't constantly glancing over at notes. So, there it is. With the last shot of my cannons, we all saw it. The hulking mass of dark clouds finally started to dissipate. And I do need to actually add, yeah, the star fragments, the stones that the Federation was trying to collect, that the 7 pirate lords all had. So they were all absorbed into Desire incarnate, who was then using the power of those to try and obliterate everything. So the entire idea that you had was, I'm not going to fight you. We're going to punch you in the face enough so that this will open up and hopefully I can try to grab those 7 stones and get the fuck out of here. Because those are what's amplifying its power. However, at its core were the 7 star fragments. Is it over? You did it! Yeah, right on. Well done. I can hear the glorious cheers through the terminal. A sigh of relief as our long journey finally came to an end. Fired up my engines, ready to collect the star fragments. As luck would have it, my computer started going haywire. What the? I had trouble seeing given the blackness of space. But I could certainly feel something here that should not have been here. The star fragments that were there moments ago were covered in blackness. Deuce to Bridge, we need to get out of here now. Deuce, what's wrong? I don't know, but I have this terribly heavy feeling. Like something wants me to die. Wants all of us to die. Suddenly, the Book of Gates image displayed home planet. The gate! Everybody get to it quick! Iblis is gonna make a run for the home planet! Right away, plotting a course for the wormhole. You two, Mayor, get to the ship! Yes, Master Deuce. I think everyone sensed it by now. Where Iblis's body once existed, there was nothing but a desire for revenge. Right, full speed! Now! I'll catch you guys! We got no time to lose. Whatever's happening, it's happening soon! The mothership immediately began its course to return home. I started turn 2, but the blackness grew and grew. What the heck is that? It appears to be Iblis's final death throes. We must remove ourselves from this realm or risk becoming a part of it. But weren't we supposed to kill it completely? Like, if Iblis is still alive, won't it still be a threat? Whatever's going on, it's growing fast. What about Deuce? He's right next to that thing. Don't worry about me. I just figured out how to beat this thing. We all have to make it to the gate. I turned up my engines to full throttle. However fast I tried to move, the blackness spread even faster. Ifriti, light up those engines! You'll never be able to catch up when I overload them. I said don't worry about me. Trust me! Very well. I'm channeling in 3. What? No! We'll leave Deuce behind! 2. You don't really have a clue what you're doing, do you? Afridi, this is an order. Initiate the mother's overdrive now. 1. Overloading the engines. 2. I watched as the motherships blitzed straight through the Book of Gates, which is the wormhole that put them here. Tessa was right. I had no idea what I was doing. But I knew there was no way I'd catch up to the mothership. The least I could do was give them a chance to return home. Knowing Swig, he'd say I picked a funny time to learn to improvise. After the mothership passed through the gate collapsed. It must have been unstable, since Iblis intended to only use it once. At the very least, this would prevent Iblis from escaping, even if it was a short while before it created another one. The darkness finally caught up to me and enveloped the snail, his ship. Everything became pitch black. There was no starlight. All I could see was my terminal screen and targeting screens. Hello? Communications were dead. Everything was cold. I don't know what I was in, but it was like a cold, dead galaxy with no atoms moving. Moved forward, sideways, upwards, downwards. The darkness seemed to never end. Seconds became minutes, minutes became hours, hours became nothing. I no longer had a sense of time. My ship could only operate for so long without recharging. My mind started playing games on its own. Which would I succumb to first? Freezing? Oxygen deprivation? Dehydration? I tried to force myself to sleep, to conserve my energy and air. I knew the reality. If I fell asleep, I would never wake up again. A peaceful sleep. That's all I asked for. White? There's so much white. This place seems strangely familiar. Oh! You're back. Huh? Have we met? Of course we have. Did you forget already? Sorry, my head's a little fuzzy. The last thing I remember was being stuck in darkness, wandering aimlessly. That about sums up everyone's life. Where are we, anyway? I thought I told you. We're at the end of time, where all has gone to and all shall be. Thanks to your efforts, I have regained my radiance. I don't get it. This has to be some dream. Am I dead? Oh my. It seems you have forgotten everything. I suppose I shall start over from the beginning. I am Starwish, more commonly known as the Wishing Star. I have granted your wish to the greatest of my ability. What wish? 20 years ago, when you were a boy, you made a wish. I wish there were no more wishes. What, that? I was just a kid. I said that out of frustration. Ordinarily, that would be true. But unlike most people, your desire for this was extraordinary. And thus, I shattered. No way. Are you saying I'm the cause for Lucerna's destruction from that one stupid wish? No. This is what I wanted to happen. What? Why would you want to be destroyed? As you are aware, Iblis grew out of control. I did my best to contain him in this realm, but it was not enough. Iblis would have spread his influence one way or another. Your fortunate wish made it possible for me to halt his growth and buy time for a solution to properly face Iblis. In my shattered state, I visited the group of people least influenced by Iblis, the pirates, where I became inert. Yeah, but we failed. Iblis is still alive, and will begin to make its escape once more. Do not worry, Iblis is frozen. However, that means I am as well. It is not entirely true that Iblis can be destroyed. It only seems that way because nobody realized that I must also be destroyed. The only way to ensure his destruction is to remove both myself and Iblis from existence. Wait, wipe you both out? We both act as a single system. He always returns because I live. Similarly, I came back because Iblis lived. Doesn't the universe need you, though? know. Look at what happened to Lucerna. The Lucernians had every desire granted, but wasted it away on petty squabbles. They made no progress, and no effort to make peace until I was gone. The sad truth is, I make dreams come true at the expense of trivializing the desire to dream. By contrast, other beings, such as you, have sailed the stars, explored the beautiful mysteries of space, and pushed the limits of your existence. I assure you, you do not need divine powers to live a good life. Why were you able to grant my wish, though? I'm nobody special. Just as Iblis had been growing more powerful, I also became stronger, able to act on the desires of lesser beings, such as yourself. Eventually, everyone would end up like the Lucernians, having their desires granted and wasted away in war. How does one go about destroying you, then? The process has already started. You managed to weaken Iblis enough for me to hold him in place. Just as Iblis managed to assimilate some of my powers, I managed to assimilate some of his, finally allowing me to hear the desires of others for myself. All you need to do is wish me and Iblis forever gone with all of your heart. I'm not sure I could do that. It's like having the Holy Grail in front of me, but tossing it aside. I could do all sorts of good things with your powers, couldn't I? Wishes are not the solution to everything. They will rob you of fulfillment. When everything is suddenly in your grasp, you'll find that nothing is worth grasping. I've seen those with good intentions tries to use omnipotent powers to aid everyone. People become greedy and take advantage of the good person. Others start to develop a dependence. And then the good person becomes disillusioned, even outcast. In all cases, it renders progress inert. Do not let your desires control you, or you will lose sight of what's important. I know it is unfair of me to ask, but will you do me this one favor, to end Iblis's existence as well as my own? But don't you want to live? All Iblis and I want is peace. We will comply. Very well. I shall wish for you and Iblis to end your lives in peace. Thank you. I can already feel our energies fading. But what becomes of me? I realize your first wish wasn't quite what you had in mind. To that end, I shall allow you a single wish. So wait, you'll grant me one last wish before you go? What about that speech you just spewed at me? There's nothing wrong with moderation, but if you want the best results on your wish, make it a humble one. I can't wish for Lucerna back, can I? That is correct. Lucerna, being alive, chose to end her life by joining me here at the end of time. I just have one last question before you make your wish. What is it? Will you forgive me for all the trouble I've caused you? What do you mean? Many have died for my power, or died from Ifriti using my fragments. Your friend Arika was one such victim. All those were beyond your doing. They were the actions of other people, not you. There's nothing to forgive, as it was not your fault. I see. Thank you. I shall now grant your wish. Humble wish, eh? So, I have Tessa, I have Deadeye, aka Deadeye, Swig, Johnny I like, Jenny is not bad. Actually, no, I take it back. Jenny's, the engineers, is not, that one's kind of a kick in the junk. But for me, again, Johnny is the way to go. Uno momento. Wishing Star, what do you know about Johnny? Oh, the Johnny from your ship? I remember him well. He wished for lesser beings to also be given the power of wishes. Little did he know that meant for me to become stronger. Unfortunately, It had the side effect of making Iblis stronger as well. No matter how many times the Lucernians wished it, the wish could not be undone. Iblis thus acquired sentience. Even though Iblis wanted peace again, he could not obtain it as long as I was alive as well. Thus, Iblis resolved to eliminate all desire. Yeah, Johnny. He feels so much guilt over what happened. But because of his wish, the whole wishing system was thrown into chaos. He's never forgiven himself for what he's done. I'm afraid I cannot change his mind if that was your desire. Manipulating free will is beyond my power. No, I have a strange request of you. Would you bring Johnny here? That is an odd request. May I ask why you want to bring him here? I want you two to talk things out, nothing more. I must admit I am curious as to your request, but I shall do as you wish. What the... Where am I? Funny how everyone always asks that. Who are you? Ah, for once something you don't know about. Johnny, this is the Wishing Star. The Wishing Star. No one's ever seen it in humanoid form. What's going on? We've successfully defeated Iblis. The Wishing Star is here to grant me one last wish. I used that wish to bring you here. I'm being punished, aren't I? No, nothing of the sort. I dragged you here to make peace with yourself. Dearest Johnny, several centuries ago, you made a wish that greatly altered the course of events. I know. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused from that stupid wish. By the time I realized it was too late. The wish cannot be undone. It was bound to happen one of these days. Even if you had not wished it, someone else would have done similar. Yeah, but the fact remains I'm the one who wished it. I'm the cause of Iblis's evolution, and therefore nearly wiped out all life as we know it. Yes, it was your fault, Johnny. Wishing Star, but the question remains, what do you intend to do about it? I don't know. I'm at your mercy, Wishing Star. Johnny, you are the first Lucernian to forsake your ability to grant wishes. May I ask why? I suppose I should explain what happened back then. Eager to get away from that Jin Ifri war, I visited some alien star systems. Forgot when I met her exactly. The woman who would challenge my fate. Sirium got sub 4. I saw the many hardships she faced. She was poor. She had so little. She was well educated, but having to take care of family limited her potential. Feeling generous, I offered her tools to speed up every chore, every job, every leisure activity she had, but she simply declined. She was the first person ever to turn down a wish. Why would she do that? That's exactly why I asked her. Instead of answering my question, she looked at me and asked if I was happy. And I responded, I don't know. Why do you ask? She said I had lonely eyes, as though I had never experienced true happiness. Despite all the hardships she faced, she told me she was happy with her life. At first this puzzled, even aggravated me to no end. I had no idea why lesser beings would want to work so hard for something so trivial. I escalated the offer with wishes for riches and what have you, but she declined them all. Fed up, I finally wished all lesser beings the ability to grant their own wishes. I didn't realize my wish would take centuries to come to fruition. This wish, of course, was a big mistake. By the time I realized the mistake, it was far too late. I returned to spend time with this woman. She asked me to join her in her way of life. I sat there, imitating what she had done, refusing to use my powers. It wasn't much, but I began to feel a sense of accomplishment. For the first time, I created something with my own hands, not willed into existence. Mundane things, like painting and writing, seemed to inspire her. She shined like a brilliant star. She taught me more things, and I realized I wanted to live with this person for the rest of my life. Even when she was ill. She made me promise not to cure her. It was then I knew I had to become mortal. I gave my dominion over Earth to her, knowing I could never make a wish again. And thus I became the first Johnny. And it is I who owe you an apology, Johnny. Whatever for? I had come to believe that all Lucernians relied on me too much. Yet you proved that you were willing to forsake your power just to be with someone you loved. Now, I still shoulder the responsibility for revolving your bliss. Johnny, yours was a long life. Far too long to bear that kind of responsibility. I will carry that for the rest of my life. Perhaps there is something I could do for you. I offer you the opportunity to join me in sleep. Wishing Star, you mean to kill Johnny? I am offering him a peaceful rest, one that he has earned for all his hard work. That is a tempting offer. I might live for hundreds of years before I expire. In all honesty, that is a long time. I'm not sure how much more I can bear seeing my descendants perish. Okay, I didn't bring Johnny here so he would leave us. You wanted him to make peace with himself, yes? This is exactly what Johnny desires. Yeah, sorry, Deuce. It's not that I've grown tired of living. I'm just plain old tired. Wishing Star, I would like to take you up on your offer. Johnny, no, I don't want to lose another friend. It's alright, Deuce. I appreciate everything you've done for me and Orica. It's time I join with everyone I've lost. Deuce, if I may make a selfish request. Yeah, sure, what is it? I made a promise to Merid and Ifri'i to share the secret of becoming a Johnny. I hate breaking promises, but if I'm to end my life here, I'd like you to carry out my promise for me. Alright, you can tell me. All Merid and Ifrit have to do is transfer their power to someone who doesn't have any, like you. They'll naturally form the missing elements needed to sustain them without the aid of Lucerna. Despite having the powers, you won't actually be able to use them as you lack the same kind of willpower that we have. Think you can do that for me? You really want this, don't you? From one friend to another, I ask that you leave me be in peace. Alright. Thanks, Deuce. I'm ready anytime, Wishing Star. Very well. Time is short. I shall return Deuce to the safety of his ship. Thanks for everything, you two. I hope you guys rest well. Yep. Johnny gave me a handshake and a hug, patting my back. I leave my cafe to you, Deuce. Oh, make sure Swig doesn't drink out the bar. I will. And everything became white again. Several years later. Deuce, give me another one! No way, you're at your limit. Oh, come on! I did as Johnny asked. Both Neferidi and Mare became John, giving their powers to me simultaneously. I didn't feel any different, but because Mare's power was so strong, I had the ability to affect water to a tiny degree. I took over all of Johnny's assets. Turns out all this time he was hiding a fortune. I think he was purposefully losing bets to people in order to make them feel better. Deadeye became ecstatic now. She had huge research funds. And Tessa now had a full medical team and refurbished sick bay. Swig, well, is the same old Swig. Johnny never actually charged him for a single drink. I guess Johnny was a lot nicer than I had expected. Johnny had so much money that he rivaled corporations. In fact, because of that, we were able to force stiff competition upon the Federation. With prices being driven down, lower-class citizens were finally able to live higher quality lives. I set up a new gravestone next to Oracle and Ginny, marked Johnny. Every year, each of us came to visit them to pay our respects. He might not have been a hero, but he was someone who deserved all of our respect. Johnny, wherever you are, you deserve that peaceful rest. The universe is a place filled with regret. Mistakes will happen. People will get hurt. There will be times we wish we could take it all back. But our desires will fall on deaf ears. It is through regret that we learn compassion and empathy, that we learn forgiveness. Our past needs are forever a part of us, but we cannot dwell on the past forever. We must learn to forgive ourselves. So make sure yours is a life without regret in the end. The end.